Ah, Spider-Man. What a good hero. Wait a second. We've been here before. Spider-Man on PS4 was praised up the ass, and rightfully so. Although I'm still upset about the fact that I gave the game an A ring, it's still a fantastic game. And apparently, DLC was coming out. Despite the fact that the DLC came out, I heard mixed things about it. In fact, most Let's Players don't even finish the DLC when the game first came out. Why is that the case? Today, I want to find out for myself. So, without further ado, I'm Mr. Galaxy Cat, and today we're going to be reviewing The City That Never Sleeps. Members of Team Shadow, video games enthusiasts for all new alike want to see this game's worthy of collection or not? Let's get started. Now, it's worth noting that the DLC is split up into 3 parts: the heist, Mafia Wars, and Silver Lining. However, because of the fact that they all connect one another, I'm going to review them all as one big DLC, as it rightfully should be. So, the story of this DLC goes as follows. Several weeks after the events of Spider-Man 1, Spidey is swinging through the city when all of a sudden, he gets reports of someone trying to sneak into a museum to steal a famous art project. It turns out to be the Mafia, and Black Cat? It turns out that inside there is a flash drive containing some sort of secret. So we try to go after Black Cat, only to find out that we're a father? The bitch is lying. Which is why she explodes near the end of the story, with the second half being my favorite of this entire DLC collection. It starts off with a big old mob boss war, when all of a sudden, boom! Policeman died! Based man, no! Over time, though, the mobsters have been coming up from the underground by using these things called, dig boys, yeah. We all know what they really are, though. Giant dill. It turns out that Hammerhead's gang's been stealing tech from Sable International in order to make themselves a lot more powerful, to bring back the good old days of the Mafia. We defeat him, only for Yuri to come in to try to kill Hammerhead, and because of that, she gets resigned from the police force. Which I'm sure won't have any consequences in the sequel game whatsoever. Unfortunately though, Part 3 is the weakest in terms of story. Hammerhead's alive, we try to stop Sable, but Sable joins our side eventually when we find out that he's been using Project Olympus to become a giant cyborg, but we defeat him and game's over. Now, the story overall is not bad. It feels like something from a Spider-Man cartoon, and I love it. It's just, they had the building blocks to make something cool, and it just fumbles a bag near the end. The story had a very solid start, a fantastic middle sequence, but they screwed it up near the end. By the time I was done fighting Hammerhead, I was like, that's it? That's how the story ends? I mean, it was fun, but I was expecting more. I've been going back and forth on this, but I'm gonna give it a B rating. It's not bad. Like I said, it feels like something from a Spider-Man cartoon. They just fumbled the landing near the end of the game, but even so, it's still very solid. Content's up next, and there's not really anything new in terms of content, unless you want more of what you wanted from Spider-Man PS4 base game. You still have some fetch quests which change depending on the DLC you play as. You still go inside some bases and knock out some enemies. You still get the achievements, and you have the screwball challenges. I hate her challenges so goddamn much. Fuck these missions. Fuck these missions. Absolutely fuck these missions. If you remember in my original review of Spider-Man PS4, I talked about how Taskmaster challenges are fun but challenging. Getting the ultimate rank takes challenge, skill, dedication, and most of all, effort. But no matter how many times I replayed them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, I would replay his missions 1,000% more than go through Screwball's challenges. Now, I get what they were going for. A high score based challenge, kind of like what Taskmaster did, but in a more harder category since it's the DLC, and the DLC assumes you played the base game of Marvel's Spider-Man. But all that completely falls apart when you bring in this one element that destroys combat, that makes the gadget challenges a tedious chores, and makes stealth segments an absolute nightmare. Photobombs! Shut the fuck up! Each time a photobomb shows up, if you can defeat an enemy under that spotlight, you can get a ton of points. But that's not all. You also have to perfectly time the photobombs so you can get a high score. You could stack up to 3 points in total to get a maximum amount of photobombs. And these are so damn annoying! Many runs were lost because of this goddamn mechanic. Every time I felt like I was doing good, I was always 1 point off, 2 points off, 100 points off, 5 points off, 0.1 points off. Fuck this character, fuck her missions, and this ruins the DLC as a whole! As a completionist, that is. But why would you want to complete any of these challenges if it's just more of Spider-Man 1? Well, if you complete these challenges, you can get costumes. Each DLC comes with 3 costumes. One you get from
finishing the first story DLC mission.
Another you get from completing the DLC story, and one you get for 100% of the DLC. Some of these costumes I wish were in the base game. My favorite one being the one that kind of looks like Spectacular Spider-Man. I know this one comes from the mangaverse, but come on! So while Screwball sours the DLC as a whole, and the story is relatively short, about like 6 hours if you're just focusing on the story, I'm gonna give the content a C rank. Like I said, it's more Spider-Man, but there's not much there. Taking the DLC as a whole, yeah, there's a ton of content here, but looking at them individually, you get like 4 sections per collectibles. It really makes the DLC doesn't feel like it has that oomph that the main game has, which unfortunately affects it as a whole when looking at it as a complete package. Best I can really do is the "your try" sticker. Alright, let's move on to music. Finally, we come to the things that accompanies all video games. The music, the vops, the thing that you listen to. I'm gonna be real, guys. I did not notice any new music at all. Hey, Eddie, Mr. Galaxy here. How's it going? First off, yes, my tentacles are transparent. They just look gray in a green screen because my true form does not like the color green. Also, I was very wrong about there being no music inside this DLC. There's actually a few right here, but it's not much. That being said, the music rating is still gonna stay the same because it still feels like generic superhero music, but it's still amazing music. Now on to the final ratings, okay, bye! You know, I'm disappointed, but strangely satisfied at the same time. On one hand, I can see why this DLC is forgettable. It's not as grand as the base game, but on the other hand, it's still Spider-Man. You still swing through the city, you still stop the bad guys, you still go through a fun Spidey-filled adventure. It's still awesome. And for 30 bucks, it's not a bad price for what it's offering you. I mean, it's obviously a smaller scale DLC. It's not gonna be jam-packed full of content like the Pokemon DLCs or the God of War DLC, or even the Doom DLC, but it's still fun. There's something there for completionists, there's something there for the casuals, there's something there for Spider-Man fans. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters to me. I'm Mr. Galaxy, the Galaxy's Cat, and this has been my review of Spider-Man, the City That Never Sleeps DLC. Do you agree with my thoughts? Do you disagree with my thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. But until next time, peace out, members of Team Shadow. Please remember to stay catty, live life your own way, stay safe during these trying times. I'll see you all in No Castle. Until next time, adieu, everybody.
I can't thank you enough. I will try every day to help my students achieve their dreams as you have helped me achieve mine.
Actually, I should be the one thanking you
For what?
for reminding me why I'll always love this city. Is it
It's
me?
missions like this that makes me remember why we love Spider-Man. I forgot to say this in my original recording, because I'm doing reviews back to back to back to back to back, but the grading for the base game stays the same. It's just a B rank. It's not gonna degrade it for a bit just because it's like a rank lower. Okay, thanks for watching!